is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Gamers for Life podcast, where each and every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, discussing all things games. I am one of yours, Jarrell. With me is my co-host, the Pride and Joy, Stevie Ray Vaughan would say. How you doing, man?
Oh, now I'm getting linked to Stevie Ray Vaughan, dude.
That's the song, Pride and Joy.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, you got to listen to that, man. You got to listen to that.
Oh, I was just thinking of like a parent hugging their child, but I'll take Stevie Ray Vaughan too.
I love you, Arthur, but we're not. I'm
just saying that's what went through. I'm just saying I would argue more Pride and Joy is more linked to families than Stevie Ray Vaughan. But now
that is not true anymore, sir. That hasn't been true in 30 years. You gotta listen to that song. It's a great blues song. But
otherwise, I'm doing good. Just cool. A little sore because we was working on a garden thing. But
all right, on.
Yeah, that country life. You gotta till the soil, man. Literally.
You got a wheelbarrow.
Wheelbarrow, shovel, rototiller, man. Hey man, if people are like talk about CrossFit and do your grip strength, try rototiller. Just do it.
And with me here is the upgraded podcast professional, Church in the building here. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm doing good. Yes, I got a new mic, a new camera, so hopefully I'm coming in clear. No more sickness, no lingering cough. I'm at 100% right now. Other than that, man, I've just been chilling. I've been on that Speed Storm game when it comes to Disney, man. That's been occupying my time. Been gaming a little bit. It's good. It's going good, guys. I know you guys are hesitant. You were like, microtransaction, mobile game, DNA. Is it for you? The answer is still no. It's not for you. It's still a good kart racer underneath it. But they've been making some adjustments. It's actually... They released like 3 events to unlock characters faster. Like you can get 3 characters maxed out like with level 3 stars in under like 10 minutes if you just grind it out. So they're making a lot of adjustment. They added a new track. So I'm gonna see how it goes, man. So it's looking good so far in terms of improving, but just chilling, man.
So Church, IGN gave it a 5 out of 10. Do you think their check to IGN got lost in the mail?
Yeah, essentially, bro. That review is because they didn't get paid. Because Nintendo for Life gave it a 7. The scores were up at other places as well. So, I don't think anything IGN said is wrong. There is a lot of got you mechanics. If you're familiar with like microtransaction games, it's just whether or not how they implement it, and how much everything's going to cost, and they seem to be not going back on those mechanics, but making it more accessible to earn a character and going fast. I think I have like the entire roster unlocked except for like maybe what's that motherfucker's name from like Beauty and the Beast?
Beast?
Is his name Beast?
His name's Beast.
Unless you're talking about the tea kettle guy.
You mean? I thought you were talking about do you mean Gaston?
No. The monster, the beast.
Oh, yeah,
Beast.
Yeah.
He has a name,
Beast.
Like, no, man.
They might call him the prince.
Bro, Sleeping Beauty's like princesses like Phil. Like, this guy has a name.
Well, the movie's not called Sleeping Beauty. Like,
Beauty in the Bill?
I'm just saying, man. Like,
honestly, I think they only call it, they say a prince. During the opening scene of the person telling the story, I think it literally goes, there once was a castle with a prince. Like, I don't think he has a name. Like, I really want to say the opening lines of the movie.
IMDb he's just known as the Beast.
The Beast? You don't have a name? Dang, they did that brother dirty. Like,
yeah, it's like, yo, B.
Well, I think he's the only person I don't have, and Randall from like Monster and Inc. But like, other than that, I'm chilling, man. So shit, bro. It's a good game. IGN doesn't know what they're talking about, like for the majority of the time, right? Like, do we go to IGN for game reviews? It's not like.
I was like, there was a time where their writing staff was very knowledgeable. They actually played the goddamn games instead of 40, 50 minutes of it, and then giving a review.
They did side quests.
They did a large majority of it. And then one guy who, he has his own network now, but on YouTube, but he used to make strategy guides like by hand, like manually, like playing the game, writing shit down, like crazy shit. But it's changed over the years, you know, obviously the bias is crazy, you know, the literal bias of companies sending them games and all this other stuff for free for a better review. I mean, that's all real stuff. That's why there's so much backlash for a lot of how fans respond to shit. There's a few reviewers that I lean attention to that are still there. What's his name?
It's like people from the old guard, probably, right?
Yeah, like Ryan what's his name? Ryan McAfee, I want to say. He does
the Xbox dude.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing. Yeah. He has a Tesla podcast too, but he's great. There's a few other folks on there too, but a lot of people, they've kind of dispersed and they're making their own content. So it's kind of half and half. You know, it's kind of half and half. So yeah, GameSpot is terrible. I think GameSpot is probably one of the Kotaku.
Really? Kotaku. Oh yeah. No, I was
like the worst.
Yeah. Okay, well, the second
like games,
dude. The second you said Kotaku, Drill, dude.
Yeah, we had a whole show where like, fuck these guys.
Dude, it was like no joke that the episode we talked about Kotaku's new editor-in-chief. Even before the episode started, Church, I'm not even kidding you. We like reread the editor-in-chief's article like 4 times, and we're like, "What is she doing? What is going on?"
Yeah, it was like the brand new editor-in-chief, and like she was trying to be like quirky and witty, and like, but she wasn't really saying anything. I'm just like, this is like a terrible fucking.
It was like
article.
Incoherent. It was like incoherent millennial. It was like incoherent millennial rant. Garbage.
It's really bad,
dude. I think I like one individual from Kotaku. I
think if you said editor-in-chief, I'm gonna throw your Stadia at.
No, he did like a Dragon Quest 11 review, and he has his own YouTube channel called like Action Games, some stuff. It's just it's a weird guy with like a weird like way of like talking. I mean, he's just really good, and now he does reviews for games that are like 6 hours long or something like that. Other than that.
Yeah,
Kotaku's garbage, man. They don't like games. Like,
yeah, they're terrible, bro. I miss the dream team for IGN. IGN, which is like Greg Miller, Colin Moriarty. Moriarty. And even when Marty Sleva was there, he was hilarious. That was the dream team. That got me through GameStop during those early years. I listened to the podcast all the time.
I regret nothing of opening this can of worms for a topic none of us plan on talking about. So I miss like again the golden days of IGN before it got corporate-y. Yeah. Because when G4 again, just go down this rabbit hole. When G4 ended, IGN was there. IGN picked up the market that they earned. It was just the vibe, the feeling, the aura, whatever word you want to call it. Everything that G4 was as a gamer, IGN picked it up. IGN was there. The website, their articles, their reviews, their videos, everything they were pumping out was worth your time. Yeah. And then just something happened where IGN got corporate. That's the way I feel about it. It's like now aesthetically you might say polished, which is correct. Like they upgrade their equipment, they upgrade the hardware, but it was like that scene. It reminded me that slow transition was an instant, or at least I feel the instant. It felt like that scene in Wayne's World where like, hey man, we're going to give you new gear, new guitars, new drums. And then, but it was like sponsorship that. And that's where I feel like it was weird where IGN slowly became, I feel like not shoutingly, but yet everyone knew like a running joke of like, oh, they got a 4. Dang, I guess IGN didn't get paid.
Yeah, I think someone bought the company and it started to show after that years on end. So
yeah, the sponsorships, man. I mean, IGN was off of everything you said. They filled that hole when G4 was gone, because Adam Sessler was like the godfather of like video game reviews, like I think in our industry, at least growing up and just watching like cable. And then IGN came in, and then we like E3 around IGN time where they had like the all day broadcast they were doing.
It was like a mini E3 just with IGN.
Yeah, I know. You just sit there and watch everything IGN. It was like a full coverage. It was amazing. It was amazing. But now it's just like there's a few old people though that's been there since the very beginning. They're just like riding it out. But like I don't know, man. It's just I don't go for them for like nuanced games. Like I know somebody's going to review Zelda with a passion. you know, the big AAA games. But like, as a person that's into niche content like Dynasty Warriors or like I love anime, so like a Naruto game coming out, or just like a Dragon Ball Z game coming out, I'm like, I don't trust IGN. They don't even say the character's name correct in the review. Like I'll be watching the video, I was like, oh bro, so you played how many hours of this game you played where the main character says his name over 1,000 times, like, and you still can't pronounce it right? Like you didn't play the game. Right. Like I could just tell it's just disingenuous.
Guys, Prince Vegeta is so cool.
Because they used to assign reviewers to people that were 100% experts or just were super into that particular game, medium, character, or whatever. And now it's just, you know, it's like a pitchfork review. It's just anyone can just review anything without like any type of context whatsoever. Yeah. I was gonna say, Arthur, GameSpot. I put. Yeah. I put.
Go ahead, Joe.
No worries. I put GameSpot in the
list
and on the list too, because those are the folks that had that terrible Cyberpunk review where it's like, oh, I don't like the cops, so I'm not gonna play the cops. It's like, that's half of the game. Like, play the game. Like, it's half of the game. Like, play the game.
very first thing I did in Cyberpunk, I cleared all those police scanner missions. And that's when I
need the extra money, so I was like, "Yo, let's do this." I gotta hunt down this. I gotta hunt down this dude in the Chinatown place. Like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to get some money.
Dude, GameSpot can't put out tweets like hashtag on that grind and then be in Cyberpunk where you're just broke and not do missions that pay you.
We're trying to get this XP. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, dude, it's an RPG. It's an RPG. XP is XP. Like. Dude, like, it's like, I can't think of an example. It's like GTA. It's like, oh, hey, that girl has a red skirt. She got money. Boom. Like, let's go. But yeah, dude, I still say, like, rightfully so, that GameSpot review of Cyberpunk actively, purposely not doing some of the most major side missions in the entire game because you helped cops is, like, rightfully so one of the worst reviews in modern gaming, as it should be.
Yeah, it was just terrible. I was like, and it just sometimes it just gets too political. Like, yo, really? Like, you're not gonna you're not gonna do the cop things just because, like, whatever. Man.
It's like you reviewed Battlefield Hardline. You play a cop in the game, though.
Like, we don't care about like Nathan Drake murdering hundreds of people. And like, now you're going to morality.
I'm not gonna play Overcooked because I'm
a vegan.
Exactly. It's like, god damn it, just fucking like for when it comes, like, the thing is that like there's certain games where there are things that are incredibly like crazy, like what the fuck? Like there's this one game where you play like this sex demon and you're doing like crazy off the wall shit for no reason. Like there's like how you save the game is like,
what game are you playing? Like,
Church, like Jarrell's library.
It's been a long year, man. It's been a long year for me.
Church and I are on the same page. We're like, Jarrell, what are you talking about? As he's as his Steam category is like 30 hours played.
To be fair, and this is
game was
this is a. Oh, I was about to say this is a part of the darkness to the PC gamers. I don't know why this was in my algorithm. I'll just say that at the start, okay? It was a trailer. It was a trailer in YouTube on my YouTube feed. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And like, yeah, you play like this like sex demon in hell, and like you're killing these guys, but you're jerking them off. Like, it's crazy shit. I don't know what's going on.
Church. Okay, Church. $5.
Bro, what's going on, bro?
What are you $5 you like the video?
I swear to God, you're doing crazy shit.
Just
like you literally kill this person by like you're cutting this lady open, you take out the baby, you throw it, and this is crazy shit. I don't know what they're thinking in this game, but I say that to say
it should be game of the year.
Yeah. Why did that get a 10 out of 10? No.
So what we're saying is, Jarrell, video liked, thumbs up.
What's the name of the game? Like,
I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, first I have to look it up. So that's gonna fuck up my algorithms all over again.
You know the name.
Reinstall the game. New Game Plus.
I platinumed this shit. No, but yeah, I'll look at it. I know the game got terrible reviews, but I just remember it was a trailer in my feed. I was like, what the fuck is that? And it's pressed just out of curiosity. And I was like, oh my god. And I won't lie, I played the demo. The demo was out.
I played the real talk. I played the
demo. But I say that to say that
transition. Wait,
there's like
let him cook. Transition this.
There's like real offensive stuff out there, and like I try to take everything face value. If it's not directly offensive, I take it with face value. Like, I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the side, not the fence, the side of like, yeah, they should make 6 Days in Fallujah. Like, make the game. Like, as long as you're doing it like with the heart of like, yeah, we want to show this because this really happened. Like, regardless of people being like, oh, you're trying to make money. It's like, yo, there's like mad other war games that are based off of real wars, but no one says anything because Americans are getting killed. But yeah, I just think just take everything face value. So like with Cyberpunk, like I don't see the issue of. I'm a black man. I'm like an American. I don't see a problem playing a cop in Cyberpunk. I'm trying to get that money so I get these bitches in the game, which I got.
Isn't Cyberpunk made from a black man too? Like, so
yeah, I think there's some characters in there. I mean, there's bad diversity in there.
I mean, CD Projekt Red is like a Polish company, but I mean, that ain't my guy, brother.
Well, I think like because like Cyberpunk is like it's like a Dungeons and Dragons game, right? Like there's a black man invented a board game. He invented the genre cyberpunk, and it's like Dungeons and Dragons. It's invented by a black man.
Oh, the genre. I didn't mean the game. I was
literally the game.
I was like, I thought he said about Cyberpunk. I'm like, Cyberpunk is not Dungeons.
I'm like, I
connecting the dots.
Sorry, I was like,
need more yarn. Need more yarn. Doing the justice.
Like I said, I'm just like Poland. I'm like Poland's known for its closed borders. I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I don't think so.
So with that being said, let me introduce the show here. If you're listening or watching this, hello. Hopefully that was entertaining enough for you.
So that was our thoughts on speedsters.
Yes, and a little more. But if you like what you heard there, please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is where Arthur does the streams for just the games that he's playing. If you want to check out more video episodes, obviously check out the YouTube. If you want to check out more audio episodes, definitely listen to your preferred podcasting application. And you can go to all these things by going to linktree.com/Gamers for Life, the number 4 life. It's the one-stop shop link to all things Gamers for Life. And here at the Gamers for Life podcast, we read the news while you can watch or listen to what you choose by clicking on the links of the time code within the description of the episode so you know, or you can go to what you want to know, or you can just hang out with us here at the Gamers for Life podcast and talk about crazy fucking games where you're jacking off people in hell.
Yeah, baby.
Or family-friendly games like Disney Speedsters.
And speaking of something that was pure torture.
There you go.
I'm talking about the Twisted Metal teaser that just recently was released. See, I still got the segues, baby. I still got it.
Speaking of suicide.
Speaking of suicide.
That was my favorite one.
That was pretty wild.
That was my favorite one. He just said it with a straight face, too.
And a grin. I'm crazy. This is Twisted Metal, starring Anthony Mackie, and I guess it's going to be a TV or a show series on Peacock. And I guess just purely describing the episode a little bit for those who maybe have not seen it, we'll definitely check it out. But you know, you see him loading up. He's loading up a shotgun. He's getting ready. He's putting in his music CD. And he just starts jamming out to what he put in. He's driving on the road. He's shooting randomly as he's driving. And, the title comes up, and then you get to see a little bit of Sweet Tooth at the end of the trailer. Before I give my thoughts on this, I'm going to throw this to Church with the professional look here. First of all, did you see the trailer, and what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I did see the trailer. I'm gathering my thoughts. Arthur, I'm gonna alley-oop this to you, and then just come back to me. I just gotta.
Okay, I'll be the asterisk and say trailer's not accurate. Teaser, it was like what 40 seconds. I'll say that.
Teaser, yeah.
I'll say that for a teaser. It's a lot more like colorful and happy and dancey. Like if you're to like blindfold me and just listen to it, I'd be like, oh, is this the new trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Someone jamming out to like popular nostalgia music? Guys, it's a CD. You remember that? Yeah, that means the show's good because he has a CD in his car. That makes it good. Yeah, he's dancing. That's what you don't remember dancing Twisted Metal? Yeah, guys, there's to be dancing. I'll say this: the teaser itself, my opinions don't really. Most of my opinions actually don't come from the teaser. It comes from the description, the synopsis that's in the description of the video. So I actually saw the teaser on Peacock's official YouTube channel, and if you click the more, it says a synopsis of the show. That actually got me more annoyed than the teaser. So the teaser, I didn't expect much, but yet I was still let down because it's just the poppy. Again, it felt like Guardians of the Galaxy 4 is what it felt like. And then, so the thing is, here's my thing. One of my favorite, this sounds weird, but one of my favorite things about Twisted Metal was actually kind of the story. It created replayability by you playing every character to get the game. Because remember, to a point, the story or the premise of Twisted Metal, at least Twisted Metal 3, is consistently this like monkey's paw thing. Like there's this tournament, whoever wins gets a wish, but it's always like this monkey paw thing. If you don't word it right, you don't say it right, something like bad happens to you. Like you might wish for immortality or something, but you end up being like a single cell organism that can't die. And so now the story is, just let you know, for those of you who saw the teaser, you would never know what the story is, but when you read the story is, Anthony Mackie is a delivery driver in a post-apocalyptic world that has to go from A to B, I'm paraphrasing, has to go from A to B and meets whimsical characters along the way. That's the premise. And that alone already turned me off because I missed the monkey's paw aspect of Twisted Metal because it would come out of nowhere. You would go from the amazing gameplay of killing these cars, and also the story, the introductions of every character. I still argue for character introductions, Twisted Metal Black is the best Twisted Metal. When it came to characters and just their overall crazy grim story, like the taxi driver where his dad died. His dad was a taxi driver. He died and the son turned him into a modern day Frankenstein. And now he's a zombie driving this cab driver and the kid's in the car remote controlling his dead father. And now we're just jamming out the CDs going around the town.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be forthright. The teaser was ass. The teaser was ass, and this is a direct example of why we fear where these companies get these precious IPs. You know what I mean? And it's to me, it seemed like a car commercial. I thought it was a car commercial. Like that's how campy it was. It's like, yeah, I'm Anthony Mackie. I'm listening to music, and he's randomly shooting,
wasting ammo,
and but yeah, you're absolutely right, Arthur. Like everyone is the whole point of Twisted Metal is that these people, they feel like they have to do this to get what they want selfishly out of this monkey's paw like system, right? So like, people don't want to drive around to shoot other people with cars. Like, that's not what people want to do. Like, they're a part of this to get money or to get whatever, and they're killing people to do it. Like, it is not a happy-go-lucky, oh, yeah, I got my gun thing, I'm going to join the club. Like, no, like, it's kind of a dark thing, and you can have some slight campy twists to it, but I think how they're doing it, at least just from the vibes of the teaser trailer, I'm really fucking concerned. It's funny in some of the Instagram comments, they're like, yo, why is Sweet Tooth so fat? Like, what's going on? So yeah, to me, it just seems like it's someone who doesn't really understand the game, but obviously I do have to give it a little bit of grace because it was a teaser. So I will sit through an episode or two to have more of a, solidified thoughts. But Church, what were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so fuck all that noise, man. First of all, Point one, why is it on Peacock? Who has Peacock in the first place? Like, why?
I like Bel Air.
Bro, don't get me started.
Show.
I'm sure it is, man. Like, I don't know anything else on Peacock. I got other streaming service. I don't need to sign up for anything else. While video games IP coming on different platforms. We had Halo on what was that, Paramount bullshit, like streaming service? Like, I don't even know at this point. So why is it on Peacock? I don't even know how I'm gonna watch the show. Now, how I received the episodes aside, it looks terrible. Anthony Mackie, I don't understand the reason. And to Arthur's point, when you read the description, it's a comedy.
Action. It's a comedy. It's an action comedy.
Damn comedy.
Right.
I'm not a big fan of the genre. I'm not like a twisted metal enthusiast. I don't know the story. I think I watched a YouTube video of the lore back in the day. I forgot it. But when I was a kid, Twisted Metal was like a serious game. I was like, damn, that shit's rated M. It's dark. It's gloomy. You killing folks, and you just going through this game to get some prize money. I do not find that shit hilarious whatsoever. So I don't know if it's capturing the tone that I expected. Now, especially because when I heard the announcement, I was thinking of like Quentin Tarantino. What's that one movie, that double feature film he had?
Death Race.
Death Race.
Death Proof.
Death Proof. And then we had Death Race.
There was Death Race, which is more like Twisted Metal.
Yes. So I'm like, yo, it can be done. And then I see this, I'm like, bro.
Right.
Oh my God, Death Race is already a better Twisted Metal.
Exactly.
All right.
and I'll let you go, Church. You nailed it. Just keep going.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's my thoughts. I just want to walk away. I don't know how Sonic looks like a better movie than this at this point. So
it's still one of the best video game movies ever. Yeah.
Yeah, it still is, man. Like, shit, dude. We had a good year. We had Arcane. We had Mario. We had Cyberpunk. But they had to throw us an old 2000 movie of video games in here, or TV show. I guess so, on Peacock. Right. Yeah.
Dude, you said the second you said Peacock, Jarrell, my eyes lit up. Jarrell, we have another Sony IP not coming to Sony streaming service.
Look, I don't know what to tell you, Arthur.
Like
they're dropping like flies. I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know.
When do we hear that it's officially dead? They don't have Uncharted, the movie with Mark Wahlberg, because that's Uncharted. They don't have Last of Us, and now they don't have Twisted Metal. So that was my pip. So Joel knows my pip.
Spider-Man came to Disney Plus. Like, but that's Marvel comic. I'm sorry, Arthur.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, Sony lost at the Marvel. At least for a moviegoer, people were happy that Sony lost Spider-Man. So
and who knows, right? Maybe they just leased, because there's sync licensing and all that shit. So maybe they just leased those IPs to those companies to make those films. But to your point, we've seen more of those IPs from everyone else instead of the sole proprietors, owners of that content. Like, it's silly.
Good. It's good.
Here.
Go ahead, Arthur. I don't need too many streaming services. I need Sony to fail and get those shit on Netflix or HBO. Like, it's better for us, man, as consumers. It's just limit where we need to go. But go ahead, Arthur. Go ahead.
Dude, I mean, you nailed it. Like, you want a better Twisted Metal? Watch Death Race.
Watch Death Race. Death Race has got it.
And again, the other thing too is, like I said, it's an action comedy. Like dude, upside downside, people are about to ignore Chris Pratt's Mario, which I thought he did just fine. I think people are about to ignore Chris Pratt's Mario for Anthony Mackie, whatever this is going to be. Because again, the second he started jamming the music, I'm like, this is Guardians of the Galaxy. This isn't Twisted Metal. Guardians of the Galaxy, pink, blue, pretty colors. Twisted Metal turns so hard into the curve. Like Twisted Metal Black is literally like noir Twisted Metal. in terms of aesthetics. And in the church, if you want a little bit of story, I'll just show you. I'll probably send you, or I encourage you to look up like a handful of character introductions from Twisted Metal Black, and you'll be even more understanding of why this is not the tone. Right. Like you mentioned monkeys, Paul. The reason this kid is driving his dead father in a car is because he wants his wish to wish him back. Or we could just jam the CDs. You're my sunshine. I won't sing any more of.
It's just Mackey's character like new to the franchise.
According to Synapse, they don't list him by name. He's a delivery driver that has to go from A to B.
I wonder if he's going to turn into somebody that we know,
Axel?
or is it like the Mortal Kombat where they just invent a new character for the screen or some type of thing.
Good question.
Yeah.
That's when I got, because here's the thing. So Jarrell, I didn't, because when I opened our chat and I saw your thing, I couldn't see I didn't read the full thing. I just saw a poster. But so before the teaser got announced, it released a poster, and it just showed Anthony Mackie. I immediately was like, okay, is like the kind of big quote unquote twist for people who don't know the IP, is the big twist going to be him turning into Axel? Because I'm like, that would be awesome if like the season finale or the big climactic mid-season thing, because sometimes shows have mid-seasons. For example, Game of Thrones was usually episode like 9. Like Game of Thrones was known for like season 9 was like a major thing, and I was like, oh, is he going to be Axel? Because again, in terms of like whimsical and I'm dancing, is him being fused with a car to survive. Yeah, and then Sweet Tooth. Okay.
Why does he look like Buffalo Bill with a clown mask?
I can do the voice.
Put some lotion on. Lotion on the skin. Sorry, go ahead.
I'd fuck me. Would you fuck me?
I'd fuck me.
Dude,
Church is like, no.
Dude, it's so weird how like they let so many people down in like 40 seconds.
I know, bro.
And again, the Synapse again for me just made it worse because I will say the only time like Twisted Metal they could come to whimsicals where they had like a hippie character. He was British. He had a beetle, and his like special was like disco ball. Not disco ball, was like a gravity bomb thing. And okay, and by the way, something I put in our chat, which I think I nailed it, but a lot of people did too. Soundtrack was the top comment on the video on Peacock. As right now, Peacock's actual video. The top comment is, "Do you think Rob Zombie will be involved?" So he was another thing. Rob Zombie was right there on par. Like I would say, I guess I would argue for me, I was not a fan of Rob Zombie before Twisted Metal. So from the outside looking in, I feel like if I say peak Rob Zombie, I'll at least say the most known Rob Zombie was around Twisted Metal 3 when he released the song Dragula. And I want to say part of Twisted Metal was in the music video, or at least in the game. And to the point where he was a character. Like, Church, I don't know if you know this or if you remember this, but Rob Zombie was a playable character in Twisted Metal 3. And so to go from Rob Zombie to the song I don't want to sing anymore. But you know what I mean? So we've gone from literal Rob Zombie, Dragula, to this whimsical Guardians of the Galaxy 3 vibes.
He should have led this whole project, to be honest. Like, Rob Zombie's a very talented director. Like, his Devil's Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses, even his Halloween interpretation, very good.
The Monsters?
Yeah, very, very good interpretations. I'm like, he should have led this whole fucking project. Who's this cocksucker making this film? I mean, pardon my French, but like, who's this guy or who's this person making this show? Like this person does not understand like the vibes, man, the vibes. You know what I mean? So,
dude, say what you want about Rob Zombie. I know a lot of his things aren't always popular in terms of like the mainstream, but for people who are a fan of the IPs or the franchises that he updates or takes a look at, he does pretty good with the source. He does pretty good with the source material, like the Munsters. Like people, I think, for example, I think a lot of people mixed up the Munsters and the Addams Family. The Munsters were super campy. And the Addams Family have more of a darker kind of ish tone when you look at the original like novels, the original cartoons that they're based off of.
Mel Brooks, yeah.
Yeah. And so with my thing with him and the Munsters is like another Halloween I like, and a lot of people didn't. I like his Halloween. Again, he does pretty good when he's behind the scenes, when he's behind the wheel. And again, when it comes to tone, he was there. Like, he was a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, Devil's Rejects alone. To me, that's his best film. Devil's Rejects is incredible. Really,
I like the Halloween ones. They were pretty good.
Yeah, he did a good job there. So
I know. By the way, I don't know if it's because of the smartphones or what, but because of when you said Devil's Rejects, tell me why. Like, after I watched this trailer for Twisted Metal, and I started typing about Rob Zombie. I was texting in chat about Rob Zombie. I sent a screenshot how the number one comment is Rob Zombie going to be involved in the soundtrack? All of a sudden, the next recommended video is a scene from the Devil's Rejects on my YouTube.
Nice. You know what I will say? One of the other things that other comments that I saw on Instagram where they're like, "Fuck this show. Where's the game? Where's a new Twisted Metal?" And I was like, "That's another good point."
Those games don't work, man. Remember, like, when the PS5 launched, they had like a similar like racing rumble game that came out. Like, just, I don't think people are into that genre anymore, bro.
Really? You might be right. I don't know.
I would be.
I think at least trying it, because that could be another solidified. I mean, technically it's a Sony IP that we're not doing shit with. It's like, at least try. You know what I mean? So
I know this is the world of buyouts, but before the relatively older world of buyouts. Before there were buyouts, there were partnerships where we would see like one-time partnerships. Dude, Sony, booby, pay some money, write a check to the people behind, at least mechanic-wise, maybe not aesthetics, but mechanics of, let's say, Rocket League, and get a Twisted Metal game out there. Man, I'm not a major Rocket League fan, but the few times I have played it, their car mechanics are spot on. For realism, you go to Forza, but you want like legitimate control of a car with a jetpack, you go to Rocket League. And the thing is, I would say about Twisted Metal is, I would say the market is there. It's just shifted the tone. Like, for me, Speedsters and Mario Kart and Twisted Metal, they're all in the same category. One just has more dead people.
I disagree, bro.
It's one way to think about it.
I think that game genre is like missing. I feel like I've seen there was like different games throughout the years, from like Cell Damage or that type of arena shooter when it comes to Twisted Metal, that I don't think they've been successful. I think if Xbox made one, it works more with their like business strategy in terms of like Game Pass and getting a lot of people to play it at once. I don't think PlayStation is going to put any money towards that, man. I don't think it's going to sell. And maybe they would do it because they're focusing on like free to play games or just the online strategy for PlayStation. I don't know, man. I wouldn't be excited for a Twisted Metal game, you know.
I think they should do what brought back Mortal Kombat, which is add a story. Now, Mortal Kombat was never arguably a failure, but
you make a driving game with a story that would take the genre to a next level.
That's Twisted Metal.
That is Twisted Metal.
Literally Twisted. That's literally Twisted Metal.
But it's not. It's an arena, right?
But it had a story. Like, I'm telling you, man. You gotta watch
story, but
yeah,
I feel you. It's just like this. I don't know if people care.
It's not always an arena. There are like tracks.
Yeah,
not all of it's not. Yeah, not all of it.
Land or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, not all of it's just a giant arena. There are like proper tracks. In fact, I remember one of the maps was with Rob Zombie was hard to play because Rob Zombie was a fire truck modified to launch a mini nuke. So if you're in a covered area that had a roof, you really couldn't fire it because it would just pop off. But what I was saying is, like, even though Mortal Kombat was never a failure, Mortal Kombat was kind of saturating its own market. And what really revamped it, what brought it back, was them focusing on a story. So, for example, we know how successful Injustice was. There was a precursor to Injustice. Do you remember that? It was like Mortal Kombat versus DC, and that game sucked.
No. It came after. I think it was Injustice, then DC.
Then that?
Oh,
yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a bad game, but Injustice is 10 times better.
Yeah.
And so taking the story of Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat 11, to the point now, as a story, honestly, like as someone who watched playthroughs, as a story, I'm eager for the next Mortal Kombat game because I want to see how the next story goes.
Yeah.
And when it comes to, like, let's say a market, again, fighting games are a really competitive market to set themselves apart. And Mortal Kombat solidified themselves apart because of a darker tone and story. And Twisted Metal can do that exact same thing, a darker tone and a story, to this other saturated car market where it becomes a hybrid racer or arena like Blur or Mario Kart. And I missed, again, like,
that's in the market, bro. Like we got Forza.
Dude, we have
I'm with you.
You're a Sony guy.
I was in the passion. I was riding shotgun with you.
Church, you're a Sony guy. Do you forget about Gran Turismo 6? Because apparently that Sony IP is super popular.
No,
that's what I'm saying. All these,
it's not good, bro.
That's what I'm saying. The market's there. It's just not memorable. The market is there is competitors, but the bar's so low.
I think
that's what I'm saying.
I think
a story mode would be amazing, Arthur. Yeah. I think if they could do that, it would.
That's Twisted Metal.
Yeah, like they have to try. I think you are. I understand definitely your reservations on that, Church, but I think you are right, Arthur. I think if they do get the mechanics right, where it feels really good, I think it could even wean in, like it can even interest players that wouldn't essentially have an interest in this type of like game in general, right? Mm-hmm. It flows really well, you know what I mean? And you have amazing music. The fucking special effects are insane, like the weapons and all that stuff. You can do some customizations. There's a really dope story. I mean, the opportunity of one profitability could be endless. It could be another Mass Effect 3 thing where you're like, I wasn't even planning on playing this multiplayer, and now it's incredible. And they keep fucking playing it, like, and then obviously make the bitch cross play. Like if they do it right, they can have a pretty interesting game, a really great game. Obviously it's a Sony first party PC, so you can't really crossplay it, but cross gen.
Because Sony hates crossplay.
No, fuck cross gen, fuck PS4.
But like I said, the trim the fat version of that is, I think if they could do what Mortal Kombat did, which is do that darker tone, focus on a story, the possibility is there. The possibility is there.
Definitely. And then we did get a trailer earlier this week as well. That was definitely I was happy to see this. Not a show, but a game that's on my fantasy card that I know is going to do well, baby. I'm talking about Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. Got its first gameplay trailer, and it's coming out this year, August 25th. Which I am super excited about. Arthur, I'm gonna have you start, motherfucker. Since you were doubting Thomas.
I still can't believe this game is coming out so quick after a cinematic reveal trailer, and I am not. From Software deserves all of its praise and more for what it's done beforehand and what it's continuing to do. But I have been burned so many times from every major developer and publisher that I was like, no way are we seeing a game launch so close to a cinematic trailer. I mean, just think of anything we've seen from a cinematic trailer that wasn't synonymous with delay. With not playable launch.
When did that cinematic trailer come out?
Last year.
The Game Show Awards with Jeff Keighley.
Okay.
Not even a year ago. Yeah. And so, again, for me, Blizzard is known for, even during Blizzard, I would argue, even during Blizzard's peak, they were still known for cinematic trailer equals, don't hold your breath. It's going to come. So I still argue what I said in chat. From Software is in terms of AAA, I put them in the AAA category. They've won multiple games a year. From Software is the modern day GOAT in terms of consistency and quality. No one else can match their consistency and quality. I mean, in terms of like a game performing at launch, a game holding up, a game not being delayed, a game not being railed with microtransactions. I would argue they are the modern day GOAT. And you can't say they don't, like, oh, well, the player base isn't the same. Elden Ring changed that. Elden Ring slaughtered that. The player, that's how I'm saying it. From Software is the modern day GOAT of AAA games for consistency. There's so many increasingly marks against other publishers and developers. Dude, Diablo, like, in terms of remakes, they remade Dark Souls. That was a hit. Blizzard remade its flagship game, Warcraft 3, not playable to the point it was refunds.
That was over 10 years ago.
But what I'm saying is, okay,
can't keep using that argument. Like it's to me, it doesn't match what you're saying. But I understand your point.
It does.
Though. No, it doesn't.
Okay, yes, it does. Here's my quick, Joe. Yes, it does, Joe. Here's my quick comparison. If Microsoft released the Halo Master Chief Collection and it wasn't playable at launch, they offered refunds, we'd still be talking about that.
It didn't happen, so you can't use it in an argument if it didn't happen.
but that's what I'm saying. If Master Chief Collection was so unplayable, they offered 100% refunds. Halo, and Microsoft would still be getting reminded about that.
I mean, that's a big if, bro.
But let's speak in facts. Let's not say a bunch of ifs.
Yeah,
I think to your point. I got a date
with Angelina later tonight.
Okay, now mind you, here's the thing. Now mind you, here's fine. I'm a big Blizzard fan. Sorry, I don't forget when people mess up a flagship company launching game. Sorry, I mean, that's just me.
Okay, so
they have multiple World of Warcraft I don't know if you call them sequels or expansions that are highly praised, and it seemed like people fucking forgot about that.
Warcraft 3 is not the MMO. Warcraft 3 is the turn-based game that inspired it.
Oh, well, that proves more my point, where people forgot about that.
Here's the thing. But again, face value.
Your point with From Software, I think, is very valid.
They are the modern day GOAT. I will say
you can't just throw GOAT. I gotta challenge that, bro. I mean, are we just forgetting Nintendo? AAA publisher? Yeah. Like, are we? They're putting out quality games, game of the years, great games of all time for decades, man. Don't get me wrong, From Software as a third-party studio putting out AAA games is probably the most consistent. Like,
how's the new Metro game coming? Is it still being made?
You mean the Metro remastered game that's been playing? Are you talking about Mario Odyssey? Are you talking about Animal Crossing?
I'm talking about
Breath of the Wild. I could go on. Bro.
Name a time when From Software showed a game that was going to exist and never existed. That's a new Metroid.
But Dark Souls 2 is not critically acclaimed, bro. People don't like Dark Souls 2.
But so for my asterisk to Nintendo there is the Metroid being announced and never coming out.
I mean,
I would argue the diversity and variety of games that Nintendo has released that have been high caliber. Like, come on, you can't argue that. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just they really are consistent, man. Even the rumored Metroid Dread game from 15 years ago came out and people loved it. It kind of, don't get me wrong, I'm a From Software guy, man. Elden Ring, day one, I was playing that shit. Sekiro, I wish they make a sequel for that. Okay, I'm gonna be there for Dark Souls. I'm gonna be there for Armored Core 6. Fuck you, Trey.
I still can't believe Armored Core 6 is coming out.
Hold on, let me get this out of the way. I forgot. Y'all got me fired up. Congratulations.
Yeah, counter pick me, motherfucker.
But I just couldn't let it stand, man, because it's I think people forget the quality. The Nintendo quality is I don't know if it's underappreciated, but I combat that, man, with From Software. I mean, both Japanese companies, I think in the triple third-party space, From Software is if you want to buy a studio. I think Microsoft and Sony is looking at them. The quality is great, and multiple Game of the Years from Sekiro to Elden Ring. They're doing the thing, man. Like, they're making good games.
I just didn't mentally put Nintendo in that category because it's like its own actual thing.
I mean, Nintendo's a big boy, bro. Like,
no, I mean, like, Nintendo's like literally like Nintendo for me, it's like their own thing. I guess you could say like developer, like Ubisoft, Square Enix, like that's the categories.
Third party, like,
yeah,
not the big three.
Yeah, not the big three. They own their own console. Their name's their own. I just mean in terms of cross gen because they're released on pretty much anything. So again, not their own console of developers of studios. I think on that note, I think they're the more to go.
Yeah, I think that strengthens your argument too, especially if you're taking out. If you're not including like AAA, if you're AAA, you're not including like the proprietary, folks or whatnot. From Software, they're doing. I mean, the fact that they are approaching Armored Core 6, the way that they approached it, and the way that I remember every Armored Core game coming out, very like, oh, by the way, this is out, but it's out when they say it's out, like. I think that's very impressive in itself because you know what that means, Arthur? That means when we saw that, the game was more than half done.
It had to been.
You know what I mean? Like that,
less than a year.
Exactly. Like the fact that it came out, the fact that trailer came out, that meant, and usually, and like we are used to the opposite, right? We are used to the trailers coming out and the game is nowhere near
crossing your fingers, development hell.
Right. So this is the opposite. This is where the game had to have been at least halfway done, if not 60% done by then. And that's really impressive.
I think it's in QA testing right now. I'm kind of curious because Jeff Keighley, salute to that guy because
our hero.
Yeah, because he does a lot for like the culture in itself. So I appreciate his December show and his June show. I'm curious why this trailer wasn't at his June show. I'm not saying that Armored Core 6 won't be there because I think Jeff Keighley will do something and maybe it'll be a deep dive where we get a lot more, which makes me even more excited in the next month when it comes to it. After I get over the anger I have for you. But I'm just curious why it came out now just by itself. It's not attached to anything. It's just random, Wednesday that we got the trailer or something like that. So it's
from Elden Ring taught From Software to know their worth, and they know they don't need I would say they don't need a tie-in event. Now I would have liked it. You're right. I think it would have made an event better. I would have, as a fan of Summerfest or Jeff Keighley's, I would have loved for this to be shown more at one of his things, but they're one of the few things that can release their own thing and just it be us reacting to the way we are. I mean, whereas like companies like Capcom has been pushing Exo Primal forever, and like people forget that that Exo Primal is going to exist, and that two, it's coming out fairly soon.
Yeah, I mean, Capcom had a good run, man. The Resident Evil have been killing it, bro. I guess I always joke that Jeff Keighley's like showcases were just like the From Software showcases in the last 2 to 3 years, where it's just like that's where From Software goes to announce their projects, right? Mm-hmm. That's the showcase.
Yeah, it was.
But Elden Ring did catapult them into a more mainstream audience. I played Elden Ring with homies that don't play From Software games and got through that shit. And I'm sure the DLC that's going to come out for Elden Ring is going to be massive too, and we're going to hop back on it.
Yeah, I'm going to be bidding that if it's actually I can't because it's not going to be out this year. But
who knows, man? Who's coming out? Like it could be announced a Jeff Keighley show, and then
damn you!
Yeah,
I don't have a DLC. My DLC slot's empty right now. So
I like I said, I'm still shocked. Like again, I know I don't want. The other thing with like I was thinking about this is I will say this. Here's my asterisk. This thing I don't like about this reveal or this gameplay. It's not a From Software thing. This is a quick sidebar. I want to start seeing it change. I want to start seeing HUDs in gameplay trailers. I don't like that that's the thing. I don't like when they say cut I don't like when they say, caught an in-game engine, actual gameplay. And to me, it's not actual gameplay if they don't show their HUD. That's a me thing. Now, mind you, it's because games like Ubisoft have traumatized me of just crowding your HUD with all this stuff. And so now I want to see how the HUD is actually going to look. I know that I'm few and far between of that, but that's just for me one thing. Again, because I've played some of the Ubisoft games like Far Cry and all their other cooperative games, that I'm now like, okay, well, how credible will your HUD be? That being said, that's not the biggest thing for me, because in terms of the opposite of Ubisoft, if there's anyone known for minimalizing their HUD, it's From Software.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
definitely. Well, it's funny. One of the lasting things I have on this, I feel like this is going to cure my Zone of Enders itch, because I've been wanting a super HD Zone of Enders game to play for the longest time now. So the fact that this guy's coming out and reminds me a lot of ZOE, I'm pretty excited about that. So.
Hey, Terrell, for
game as well. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Question for both of you guys. There were a lot of mech games during the PS2 primetime era heyday. What was one of the things that separated Zone of Enders apart from other mech games? What were the pilots?
I mean, to me, Zone of the Enders was just like kind of like the huge open space and like the flying and the sword combat. I didn't play too much of Armored Core, so I don't know if they had like.
I know where Arthur's going with this.
Oh yeah, I don't care about game. No,
I know where he's going. With
I don't care about game. I don't care about gameplay. Other robot games and Power Rangers and other robots tell me that the pilots live in the eyes. Where are the pilots in Zone of the Enders, Drill?
He's in the cock of the machine. Or vagina. We don't know what preference.
and church, if you think I'm joking, like, no, like that was from the outside looking in. That's how you would tell people which one was Only the Enders again. Oh, that's right. That's where the pilots go. Oh, okay.
That's where you go. Is
that's like literally where it went. I'm like, okay.
Dang.
So, let's continue on here to the next big game here. This game actually is out now, getting some solid reviews, especially doing some wonders for Arthur's fantasy card. I believe he's at 16 points because it's getting an average of 86 of the opening reviews. Talking about Jedi Survivor, which is pretty exciting. I'm hearing a multitude of things. I'm hearing that it has perfect lightsaber battles as far as the controls. It's like perfect. I do hear that there are some little bugs, and unfortunately, it seems like a lot of those bugs are going over to PC, which I'll extrapolate in a second. But I guess just give me your thoughts on Jedi Survivor. You guys plan on playing that one soon, or happy to see the results of the reviews?
So I want to start with this one. I guess I'm handing out fuck yous today. So Arthur, here's your fuck you and your scoreboard. Like, just take it, just hold that for a little bit. There you go.
This is the fuck you assembly.
yeah. Merry Christmas. But congratulations, you guys have stellar picks. Your games, Armored Core's coming out, so I'm sure that's going to review well. And then Jedi's is already killing it. So congratulations, Arthur, on that one. I'm happy and sad at the same time, which is weird. I love the first game, so I'm excited for the second game. Weird that EA has another incredible game right there, so they're just killing it. Like, I don't know what's going on. I want to get into this game, but it's in the space where I'm going to play Redfall with Arthur, and then in the space where I'm going to play Zelda. So this is going to be on the back burner, it's on simmer for a little bit for me, which is good. Because not only am I hearing great things about the game, there seems to be some performance issues that I'm hearing on the internet. Talked to the homie today over chat. He said, like, it seems fine on his end, but, like, at the same time, I'm happy to wait 3 or 4 months with all those updates to come in and I get, like, a solid experience. So, like, I'm going to pick it up. It looks cool, man. I'm excited for that shit, so.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I heard one of their patches takes like over a day to install.
It was 106
on what
gigabytes.
Oh my god!
What?
106.
Oh, that's right. I remember we mentioned that a while back,
bro. Like, what are we downloading? I want to know how big is the game. There's no file compression whatsoever.
Raw files, bro.
Dude, EA is known for killing developers and not knowing what data compression is. Call of Duty is over 200 gigs.
Fuck out of here. Yeah. Really? Shit.
Yeah. It's been, dude, that. And that was Church, that was like a year ago worth of patches.
Bro, that's just, I feel like it's a strategy to make sure that's like the only game on your console. Just play Call of Duty because there's nothing else you can keep.
Jarrell, do you remember when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out for that time current gen consoles, which was PS3 and Xbox 360, and we had to tell Xbox 360 customers they had to upgrade their storage?
Yeah. Because what was it? It was like, it was 12 gigs or something.
It was like one of those things where it's X amount of gigs, and even though you're buying a face value
20 gig thing,
20 gigabyte, the 20 gigabyte oval egg, even though you're buying the 20 gigabyte thing, we all know internal memory is a thing. And this one game, even though it says, again, let's say 14 gigabytes and this says 20 gigabytes, it won't fit because the internal memory on this is too much. So you have to buy an extra thing.
Right. Customers are like, what? They lied.
I'm like, so again, first of all, someone who got this game, I'm glad I picked it up. I enjoyed the first one. I forget the story a lot. Because I was dying. It's weird because I couldn't jump in the game. A lot of the game had what I call sequenced jumping, where it wasn't organic. It was like you have to magnetize to this thing, and I couldn't magnetize a lot. So I made a compilation of like all my jump fails, and it was a lot. But then I'll play like Assassin's Creed and like be fine. I'll play a parkour game like Dying Light and be fine. And also I play Jedi Fallen Order. I'm like, I can't jump over a rock. But like Church, I want to play this game, but we were talking before the recording. I'm saving up for an apartment. I'm looking to say I'm saving up for a car. Again, this is so many games are coming out. Dead Island. I haven't got Dead Island 2 yet. Redfall's around the corner. And remember, regardless of pricing for me, I know everyone teach their own. Drell knows this. I'm a guy, I buy. Like in terms of me spending money, I'm only going to spend money on a game if I have the time to put into it. I don't have the time to put into this game, not only because of life stuff, but also because, again, there's just so many other games that have just come out. I'm glad I know Life Minecraft Legends. I'm still mad, Alan. I'm still mad at the review it got because I had so much fun playing the game. But again, I know I'm not going to play like Redfall forever, but I'm still going to be playing that. And then I just got back into Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. Jarrell still holds up. Still holds up like a warm blanket.
One of the best fucking action RPGs ever.
It's so good. THQ Nordic. I will say THQ Nordic games go on sale a lot. So if you see Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning on sale, buy it. So again, and I can't believe like the game of the year I'm actually tangibly excited for is Blizzard Diablo 4. But come June 2nd. I'm sorry if you're like it's like I have until June 2nd to beat you. Otherwise, come June 2nd, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
I think one of the annoyances for me with this Jedi game, and not really with the game itself, it's funny. I keep every time I see the main character, I think it's Shameless. I think of his character on Shameless.
Right on.
Oh, Shameless.
So I'm always thinking about that. But as far as like just my bigger annoyances, there is a report as far as just the really bad errors and fuck ups for the PC version, and it's just to go slightly on a rant, not entirely, because I think we've had PC rants before, or I've had them because I'm the only one with a PC out of everybody. But I feel like it's coming full circle as far as games. We've talked about half-baked games at launch, right? We've talked about that time and time again. PC used to be called the master race. It used to be back in the day you buy this fucking crazy expensive video card, but you're getting graphics that consoles literally cannot provide because of the technology. And now that seems like it doesn't fucking matter anymore because it's not producing because the game doesn't really work. Like, it doesn't work when it comes to PC. PC is historically has always have had issues versus console versions, from Grand Theft Auto 5. I think even Elden Ring, the PC version, had some bugs that they had to iron out. So it's just, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if it's a porting issue, like Arthur, we've talked about that before, but more on the reverse, right? But to me, it's just solidifying the point of either, like, I mean, obviously PC is no longer the master race that it once was. At least when it comes to being a gaming console, doesn't seem like that's really the fucking case anymore. I'm like, sure, you can get 240 frames a second, but at 1080p, or whatever the case is, like, it's just, it's really disappointing, and I feel like when it comes to PC players, they really got to put their money where their mouth is now. And just when they release these RTX 550X graphics cards, don't buy them. Do not buy them. Like, do not buy them, and really just pretty much like take a stand in a sense as far as like, yo, like, y'all need to make these games fucking work. Like, people are tired of paying $500, $600, $700 for video cards. And these games are half baked. It's like, what's the fucking point of anything? Like, what's the point of anything if you're buying expensive shit and it doesn't fucking work? You know what I mean? Like, this is one of those things where it's like, fuck, maybe I should just buy a console. Since none of this, since none of this shit works. Like, the another factor too is that, we've talked about as far as like how, like, yeah, these games are playing out patch later, but PC has been doing that very like upfront recently. Like, for example, Sons of the Forest, the early access version is available, and that's like a lower cost. There's a boxing game that came out not too long ago, and it's not fully finished, but what's available was like $20 or whatever it was. So like, they're very upfront with like, hey, you want this half-made game? It's $30, and we'll patch it later. So it's very upfront where it's like you're getting a not finished game. So I feel like when it comes to consoles, that's becoming more of an in your face thing now, like where it's just like, hey, this game isn't finished, but we'll patch it. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's acceptable. You know what I mean? But I think for PC, it's more so thrown in your face, very direct. Like, yeah, this is what it is. You know what I mean? So it's getting to the one thing that's keeping me on PC is being able to lean between different stores. So I like that I can go on Steam. I like that I can do Game Pass, and I like that I can do Epic Game Store and go between those. Like, I like that option. You know what I mean? When it talks about the Sony games on PC, forget it. I'm not paying $70 for the 2016 version of God of War. Like, I'm not doing that. But yeah, that's kind of my.
But The Last of Us remaster port looks so good.
Now, the guy who did the mod of the first person view, that I would pay money for because that's interesting. But yeah, it's a fucking nightmare, clearly. So.
And that's if it doesn't. Hey, I'm a console player. I'm not really familiar with this term. Church, you might have to back me up. If it doesn't cinder block, no, brick. There you go. If it doesn't break your system.
Yeah, just stops working.
Because as console players, we all know what it's like to turn on a game and your Xbox explodes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, why are you guys trying to make me swear so much?
You gotta come over to the console life. There's like no reason to be on PC, bro. I mean,
half the cost. Church, he's right. We don't have the Succubus game, okay? We can't take that from him.
No, bro. Like, I'm missing it.
But you can today. It should be able to run on your computers.
And Church, I'll put on my Nintendo hat for you. The closest you'll get is Bayonetta 3, okay? I mean...
You can't do nearly what you can do in Succubus.
I know. Just trust me.
I think it was fucking insane. Anyway,
he's like, no, trust me, Church. No matter how much you pause the game or take a screenshot on Bayonetta 3, there's nothing there.
I'm tracked.
The things you can do in that terrible game.
I've done countless research on a game no one plays. Dude,
countless research. Fuck you.
Like, dude. The thing is, for me, I mean. Like, it's like I feel like this math isn't exactly correct, so there might be an asterisk. It might be asterisk my math, but it's like half the cost but double the consistency, like double the reliability.
So, I mean, do you think like does EA release games for PC? Like I don't, because like that may be the issue. Like, I mean, because I understand from what the internet says, and I'm not a developer, is that developing for PlayStation 5, the infrastructure is very unique. But so that's why the performance is a difference between PlayStation and Xbox. But Xbox has a very similar infrastructure to PC, so that's why Microsoft is able to have better performance from the ground up for an Xbox game. So I don't know if EA, I know they're going to put all them chips into PlayStation because that's like the market lead. I just don't know if they have any history of like ports to PC.
Yeah.
I can't think of a game off the top of my head. And I think, especially a studio like Respawn, which I know they have no PC presence, I think they just bit the bullet on that, man.
Other than Apex, no.
Apex
is
on PC.
And the Titanfalls are on PC as well, but
they are? Okay.
Oh yeah, no, dude, Apex is on Nintendo. Oh yeah. If it's
on your cell phone, well, it used to be.
Dude, I was gonna say if Apex is on that Game Boy Advance 3, it's on PC.
Right.
Shut the fuck up, Arthur.
Why?
Anyway,
I mean, I'm sorry if we're talking about like the new RTX graphics card on the Nintendo Switch in the same sentence. Like, okay.
Well, this is the
chip. We just figured it would run anything.
This is the thing too, though, right?
With 4090, like.
And I agree with you guys. I'm glad that I'm not one of those people in that herd rather that has purchased those cards. I have a 1660 Super, which I think is like 4 years old, but I'm still able to play everything that I've bought so far. Nice. So, and that's probably, I would arguably say that's like 50% of PC players where they have graphics cards that, okay, this will give me at least 5 years of life, you know what I mean, before I have to upgrade. So I'm kind of in that camp, so to speak. But yeah, man, it's kind of annoying. I still stand by everything I said when it comes to PlayStation, because if I bought a console, it probably would be a PS5, but they got to get their shit together, and I'm not buying a router that looks like for Series X.
I will say this, John. This isn't you, but I feel like the PC community as a whole is very, like, aka Master Race, is very preachy. So as a console person, it's really fun. It's really fun to humble the ego of the preachy PC community when another thing gets bricked, another port doesn't exist, and it's like, oh, well, your $1,000 card doesn't work. Come on.
I get it. It's 20 years of preaching is thrown back in our faces. I understand.
yeah. But again, you're as a PC player, you're one of the good ones. You're not a preachy PC gamer guy. But the vast majority are very vocal, and holding up a mirror in front of those people that do not bathe is very funny. Oh, another asterisk. Another reason why Drell's an outlier to the PC community. He bathes, so that's good. As Diablo, World of Warcraft players, looking at you. I'm a console Diablo guy. Okay, shower twice a day. Blizzard, you need to update. You need to fix your community and sponsorship with Dove or something. Irish Spring. I don't care. Shots fired. I don't care. Facts.
It's fine. Not really, man. At GameStop, everyone didn't take a shower. Customers that walked in.
You've been to a BlizzCon. You've been to a BlizzCon.
I've worked, you know where I've worked, Arthur. Yeah. And most of those customers were console gamers, and they did not smell right. So let's not do that.
No. But again, it's easy and I would say almost encouraging to go after that because of the preachiness of even the name Master Race. Yeah, there's no ego behind that.
Yeah. So let's move on. So one of the things here when it comes to, it seems like the industry thinking that Microsoft is the master race when it comes to this Activision Blizzard deal. Microsoft once again signed another 10-year deal for everyone to shut the fuck up so this fucking Activision deal can pass. So this is an article here from Video Games Chronicle, which I will read. It says here in quote, Microsoft has announced another game distribution agreement designed to allay regulatory concerns over its proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard. On Friday, the company said that it had signed a 10-year agreement to Steam, Xbox PC games, as well as Activision Blizzard titles should have the acquisition close with Spanish cloud gaming platform NWARE. Noir, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It says here in quote, while it's still early for the emerging cloud segment in gaming, this new partnership combined with our other recent commitments will make more popular games available on more cloud game streaming services than they are today, said Microsoft President Brad Smith. In quote says, we are still full speed ahead in our mission to bring players more ways to play their favorite games, added Xbox boss Phil Spencer. Following similar long-term game distribution partnerships with Nintendo, Nvidia, Booster Droid, Ubisoft, and EE. The Noir deal is latest in the string of agreements designed to help push through Microsoft's controversial $69 billion merger with Activision Blizzard. With this announcement comes the 2 days after the UK's Competition with Markets Authority said that it was blocking the acquisition, CMA, over concerns that it would alter the future of fast-growing cloud gaming market, leading to reduced innovation and less choice for UK gamers over years to come. In quote, Microsoft and Activision announced plans to appeal the ruling, which former has called, in quote, bad for Britain, and the latter has labeled irrational, end quote. Man. A lot of stuff here. Church, what are your thoughts?
It's an emotional week, man, for me. So I've been one of those people that just wanted the acquisition to go through. I wanted a free Diablo 4. Everything that came with the Blizzard King Activision acquisition. So when the CMA said that we're going to block it because of cloud gaming, I was so livid.
Yeah.
So livid, man. Cloud gaming, it's like it's a beta. I would even more say it's a niche, man. Just like VR gaming or 3D gaming back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
It just seemed like the holes in their case in terms of it affecting the console space and then deciding to divide console and cloud into separate markets as a concern just seemed like BS to me. I don't think cloud gaming, even though I wouldn't even say it's its infancy I feel like it's in its conception, at this point. It's just like as a reason to deny this type of merger. It's asinine. I think Sony got what they wanted. I think the future for this deal to close just looks glim. I don't know anything about fucking regulations or appeals or like how that shit actually works. So like, or the CMA's like appeal process and how successful that's been. It just, I feel like at this point, the song has been written, it's been sang, and it's just not going to go through. And this story of Phil Spencer and Microsoft signing more acquisition deals to include the content, it's cool. They're putting the money where the mouth is. They're walking the talk that they're doing. Like, yeah, we're willing to do what it takes, any regulatory thing to make this happen. But that's not going to be sufficient for the CMA, I guess, so in my opinion. It's just some bullshit, man. Yeah. And it's interesting because I feel like tangential, like, where's Microsoft now? I feel like they spent the last year for this deal to get through, and that's been the focus. And like, it would have helped with their catalog in terms of games coming out. It would have pad out releases. Starfield's in the distant. I don't know what that means for them, for the conference, the presentation they're going to print this summer. What other games are going to come? I think they spent a lot of time, a lot of money, and not enough time and effort managing games coming out. Redfall looks bleak. I'm just going to, Redfall looks bleak. They seem to nail something solid for Minecraft Legends, according to Arthur. Then that's good. Hi-Fi Rush was good as well. It's just that now I think the focus is going to be managing the IPs they own. I think it's bullshit. I'm upset. I wanted my free shit. I wanted Game Pass to be even more value to, get more sponsorships for this channel so we can get paid every time we plug them.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Yeah. It just, man, it just kind of sucks. I've been following the news since the announcement, I think last year in January, And then like to hear this, it's just like, fuck, dude. Like all the signs, well, then they're like, oh, it's gonna go through, and I'm like, nah, it's not happening. So
yeah, I mean, I guess the light at the end of the tunnel is that 10-year cloud deal that was 2 days after the CMA blocked it. So hopefully this 10-year deal will be enough for them to say, okay, there isn't a monopoly when it comes to cloud gaming or whatever the fuck it is.
I just don't know the details, Joe. Like, I don't know if that deal is contingent on the successful acquisition of, like, AKB, at the end of the day. I mean, it's cool if the deal keeps going. I'm happy for that. Like, I don't think that harms anybody that Microsoft's willing to, support that. But I don't know if that deal is going to hold up. Like, did they just say that's like contingent on the acquisitions going forward? Because I definitely agree it's a response to the CMA's ruling.
Yeah, I think we're waiting on their response to the 10-year deal signing as far as if they think it'll be sufficient for them to move forward. I know a lot of other places have given the green light or have like agreed that it should continue. And not all those people are for the best interest of gamers, but I will say their names. But yeah, I'm curious. I think this will help move along the car of the acquisition deal. I guess my worry too is that, like, I mean, if you have so many companies with 10-year deals, that means it's going to be beyond 10 years for them to actually profit from the $69 billion purchase that they made.
Well, here's the other thing that a lot of people are. I think a lot of people aren't talking about. It's about cloud gaming, right? Who else is doing it? Sony's still figuring out how ports work.
I mean, Nvidia is doing it.
Yeah, there's a few people I just named in the article that involve a cloud gaming.
The other thing, here's my solution.
Well, I mean, also, let me, I guess, ask you this question before you go down your rabbit hole. Yeah. I mean, the question is, do you view cloud gaming as a separate market as console gaming in terms of the video game market? Because that's the distinction that CMA is driving at. And then Audition, is that cloud market even a significant percentage to be concerned about?
A significant percentage now? No. Moving forward? Yes. For example, I know during COVID, there was talks of the U.S. subsidizing or like treating internet like a utility. Once that goes through, that's a huge baseline where now cloud gaming can have a whole new customer base. The other thing is, do I look at console gaming and cloud gaming as a separate market? No, it's the same market because honestly, the first few times I played Minecraft Legends and Minecraft Dungeons was on cloud gaming because I didn't feel like downloading this thing. So poof, let me just launch it and there it goes. And so that's my thing. There, for me, it's the same market because I could turn on the same console, the same controller, in the same storefront, literally the button, install X Cloud, pop cloud, you get to go. Now, whether that hurts or benefits Microsoft as a customer, for me, that benefits me as a Microsoft customer. Now, for the CMAs to kind of go against that for Microsoft, I think that's unfair because that's kind of innovation. That's how I look at it because, like you said, cloud gaming is still in beta. So we're having these people, NVIDIA and Microsoft, be the innovators, driving forces behind this new technology or market, if you want to call it. Let's just say face value, market not face value, new technology. And now they're getting hindered. Well, there might be a monopoly behind this. Again, that's where my question comes from of who else is doing it. It's a new thing. It's like that's my face value link. You have a new technology, a handful of people, you can count it with one hand, I would argue, of people doing this on a large scale and going, well, it's monopoly because only you guys are doing it. Well, if I invent fire, am I going to get mad if, for only me inventing fire? Like, and then that's not apples to apples. I'm just saying this is a new thing in the gaming market, in the gaming world we've never really seen before.
Yeah, I think they're getting punished on Microsoft being more proactive with the advancement of cloud technology. You know what I mean? So it's like not only are they one of the first people to really accelerate cloud gaming and for it to be as successful as it is, they're doing it the best, I think, arguably out of anybody else. You know what I mean? So I think I really feel like it's one of those bullshit, bullshit things that they're pinning against it. And Bobby Kotick, fuck him, man. Like he's such a piece of shit. Like he's like, oh well, like he was the guy that called it irrational and whatnot. And I'm just like, bro, like I feel like he's just like a slave master, you know what I mean? Because
he tried to kill a guy, didn't he?
He tried to kill, I think it was a lady. I think it was one of his assistants. But then also I'm hearing as well that this is from the Huffington Post as far as like Diablo 4, the people making it. I mean, they're heavy crunch. They're being treated like shit, and it's under his watch. You know what I mean? So I just feel like he's like that bad guy in the movie that you just want to die and just won't die. You know what I mean? Like, I want this acquisition to go through so he can get the fuck out of Dodge. You know what I mean? Like he is just openly a piece of shit and just doesn't give a fuck. Like that's one of my things. That let's get this going so we get that toxic piece of shit out of here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
If they make Ready Player One, the sequel, and they need a new corporate villain, they could just have Bobby Kotick play himself.
he's like Sauron, like he's just a terrible piece of shit.
The other thing for me is my quick rabbit hole thing is when I hear of like monopoly and anti-competition, I'm just sitting here like Disney owns 21st Century Fox, Disney owns Marvel, Disney owns History Channel, Disney owns Touchstone Pictures, Disney owns Lifetime, Disney owns Annie. Yeah, competition.
Disney owns Bank of America.
Disney owns Disney owns Bank of America.
Which is under like the unemployment stuff. That's all Bank of America stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Disney owns ESPN. And it's like in terms of competition, I would say before Disney Plus, the biggest competition Netflix was Hulu. Because remember that original, again, this is my rabbit hole thing, but the original competitor to Netflix, when Netflix successfully switched from renting DVDs to digital, its biggest competitor was Hulu. And now in the modern day, its main competitor is Disney Plus. And I don't know how popular Hulu still is, because I know Hulu, I would argue from the outside looking in, Hulu is more of where you go for new shows happening now. That's just how I always looked at it. Hey, you want a show is done, you wanted to come out, you want to binge watch the whole season, wait a year, maybe two, it'll be on Netflix. But you want to watch it right now, you watch Hulu. And so again, I would argue one of the two biggest competitors, asterisk with Hulu, because I don't know how popular they are, is again one is Disney Plus, and 2/3 of the other big competitor is owned by the same company.
Yeah, Hulu's. I think Hulu at one point had more traction than Netflix before Netflix kind of got their shit together. So strangely enough, Hulu's still in the conversation. I thought they were done a while ago, but yeah. Any lasting thoughts before going to the last topic? I want to make sure I get Church here on the full episode before we all bounce. Any lasting thoughts on this agreement, this 10-year deal?
Phil Spencer needs to bribe people. That's just the way the world works.
I mean, yeah, grease somebody's pockets, man.
I mean, like Church is about to hop off and play Speedsters, while IGN's like 5 out of 10.
No, he's about to play that Succubus game.
Downloading as we speak.
That's what he's trying to do.
About.
The last topic here on the show today, this is just, I don't want to, I guess I don't have like a huge article to read on this, but it's just talking about how Sony's PS5 numbers are huge right now. So it's funny as far as the optics of them not having the best of years when it comes to just like really understanding their customer base, a certain decision that they make. They're still up in sales. Just to read quickly, it says the company, Video Gamer Chronicle, the company intends to ship 25 million PS5 consoles during fiscal year 2023, a 12-month period ending in March 31st of 2024. It says here that if achieved, it would be a 25-year-old console sales recorded set when the original PlayStation came out, where it shipped 22.6 million units in fiscal year 98. It says PS2 recorded annual sales of 22 million units fiscal year 2002, PS3 14.4 million fiscal year 2010, and then PS4 20 million fiscal year 16. So, again, back to my original notion, even though that on paper Sony is doing well, I feel like they keep making decisions to go against the customer. What do you guys think about this? I mean, what do you guys think as far as the future of Sony? Obviously, we heard about that Final Fantasy 16 bundle that was announced. Cute controller, much nicer than the God of War Ragnarok one.
Far better.
Far better. What are your thoughts on Thor Church?
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool that there's still a bunch of sales going on. The gaming's bigger than ever. You know, a lot of they're selling they're shipping these mini consoles because they think they can sell them, and that just means there's a lot of people playing games. In terms of like Sony's position, I think they keep making decisions that are not favorable for the consumers and the hardcore base. It's just like, they going the most expensive route to get the dollar from you. But as of right now, they are making some of the best games, like as long as the God of Wars, the Spider-Mans, and the first party games are hitting, there is really no competition in that space. I think that Microsoft has the ability to gain an edge if they can deliver. Because we know what Sony's going to deliver. It's going to deliver sequels to the games that we already love, and they just got to make sure they execute it properly. Microsoft has to win the trust of the people again, not only in delivering games on time on a consistent basis, but making sure they need a streak. They need a year or two of a streak, like banger after banger after banger, to really catapult them in the front. So right now, PlayStation's sitting comfy. I wish they go back on the decisions. Simple things like the FF16 controller that you talked about. I wish that was sold separately. I can't get it. I have to buy the bundle, and I'm not about to pay $600 to get a controller. So
you think they might change their mind? Because I remember traditionally, almost traditionally, right? When they come out with a bundle, that the controller usually is sold separately as well. Like the Battlefront one, that was like $70 when it's usually $50, and some of those other controllers. You don't think they'll release it separately in the future?
I mean, I think it's a wise move they do. Even the plates for the PlayStation 5, like the PS5 is more modular, just like the Joy-Con. I know, like I would just sell me the plates. Why don't just sell the plates as a separate item with the controller? Like, I don't need a whole new PS5 because people want to dress that shit up. It's vanity because nobody sees my PS5 except fucking me, right? Right?
But it's important, damn it! It is important.
The market's there.
No, it's
the demand's there.
Yeah, I know it's there to sit underneath in your gaming station, in the back of your TV where nobody can see. But it's a necessary no, bro. But something physical I can touch, like a controller all the time, is fucking dope. Especially with these PS5 controllers that fucking break all the time. So,
Drell knows where I was going with that. The second you said nameplates, the second you said the faceplates, because the day Sony showed how their console's not built, but how you can do stuff with it. The second they showed you can remove the faceplates, boom, Etsy was hit with lawsuits because everyone went to Etsy to look up who's going to make it, who's going to make this, who's going to make that, and Sony's like, whoa.
Yeah, people pull out their 3D printers and they're like,
and
making
money where we can make money.
Right. I haven't thought of that, but you're not making money off that. Yeah, exactly.
But not even that, because not even make money where we can make money, because Sony's not making money off it because they're not doing it. Daryl, the second you said 20th anniversary, I had two thoughts that immediately succeeded each other. 25th anniversary. Wouldn't it be cool if they did? They're not going to do it. That's immediately what I did. Mid thought, I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if they did no, they won't do it. That's because that's Sony. That's the modern day Sony. Wouldn't it be cool if they had a PlayStation 1 colored controller, colored plate?
They did that before. Yeah. I missed that shit. They had a special edition PlayStation 4.
I think that speaks to PlayStation. They're not taking any risks.
Yeah.
They're not having different colors controllers like a PlayStation 1 or the faceplates because they don't know how much money they could make off of it. And they're afraid to lose it if nobody buys it. It's a very conservative Sony right now and for PlayStation. And it sucks because the ideas and the opportunities are there, man. We can get something nice out of this.
Exactly.
I would argue it's not conservative. It's even worse. They're not listening to their fan base. Because I would say for them to release controllers or licensed plates of PlayStation 1, that, I would argue that's not risky at all. That would sell. And again, for them again to not do it again, it's not even conservative or it's not safe. Again, it's anti-customer, it's anti-gamer because that is in huge demand. Like again, Etsy, it was in such demand with Etsy, they were hit left and right with cease and desist because the market's there, the demand's there. And so there's so many things that Sony is looking at again, like as a possible risk. They don't even realize it'll be a success because they don't know their customer bases. They don't know their fan base. Yeah. Whereas when it comes to accessories, not so much recently, because now that Xbox has the whole control lab thing to customize it exactly your way. But I will say over the years, I would say I saw more licensed controllers from Xbox during like the peak console war. You know, now mind you, Sony did have a lot more like collector's editions, like the red PS3 for God of War, but Xbox had a lot of Gears of War controllers, Halo controllers we saw all the time, and those sold. We were there, and again, it just sucks that it's now become instinctive. Wouldn't it be cool if blank? No, it's Sony. They won't do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Just really quick before we end the show, I think you make a great point, and Xbox definitely going the distance of different customization options. They even had like a Lakers anniversary edition controllers for different years of the Lakers, like when there's like a Magic Johnson one, there's one when like Kobe and Shaq were in, and the guy Paris from Kind of Funny, he got one of the special edition series, I think it was a Series S, but the controller was like a limited edition controller that was like a Lakers like anniversary one. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, man, I agree. So they need to explore, and they need to really take those risks because they'll still make money. I don't know who's the fucker that's saying they won't, but they absolutely will. So yes, sir, that is going to wrap up the show here for Gamers for Life podcast, episode 104. A very angry episode, but a very necessary episode as well. We got to end the show here so Church can play Succubus.
Of course, man.
Crazy. I'm curious to get your thoughts. Crazy fucking game. But without further ado, Gamers Live Podcast. Again, each and every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, discussing all things games. And one of your hosts, Jarrell. With me is my co-hosts, Church and Arthur Thomas.
I mean,
all right. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next week.